Jason Fields, Prep Cal Track. As you can see, the lights are getting ready to go off, but they're still on for now. We're live at the 105th Annual California State Track and Field Championships. Another meet in the books. I'm here with Rich Gonzalez. And Rich, we have a special guest here today.
Don Jones, formerly the coach at Rancho Bernardo High School, one of our announcers at Arcadia, announces a lot of the big meets. Ari also, again, Rancho Bernardo was a very good program, is a program, but excellent job back in his day coaching, and has a very good perspective about the history of track and field, and he loves to comment on what he sees. So I kind of want to get his thoughts on what he saw this weekend.
I can give you some.
All right, all right.
Whatever you guys want to do.
We can jump right into it. So I want to start with the Herb sisters. Obviously, a huge storyline here today. I was talking to them earlier, and I called them the first family here in California because the level of performance here today was absolutely phenomenal. Take us through what you saw between McKenna and Morgan.
They're, being in San Diego, I followed them from their freshman year on, and they're just great kids, unusual talent. Will do anything for the team. If you ask them to run anything, they would run it. They never balk at anything, but they work hard. And that today, I was standing on the turn over there, right next to you, when they went by in the 300s, and the Wilson girl had a step on her, and I thought, this is going to be tough. And boy, she just dug in. She dug in around the turn and pulled away in 39.64. But that race stood out. The 800, I mean, she's so good, but she's always running. She goes out and she's running from the lead all the time. It's hard to run when she's that far ahead all the time. I don't know what she won by 5 seconds. So.
It was impressive. 2:02.28. Rich, we were here when Amy Weisenbach set the record, and we were kind of figuring out, is she going to come close to that? I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
The most impressive thing to me about her, and we talked about this a little bit during the course of the year, she was going to the well a lot. And I've seen in the past, those kids that do that, they're out of gas. She was like Superwoman.
Yeah.
There was no let up.
Yeah.
That was amazing that she could finish the season this strong after showing so well in the wintertime, indoors, early season. Phenomenal.
Did you see their splits on the 4x4?
No.
Both ran 52.6. They ran 3:45. They ran like 59, 58, 52.5, 52.6.
So McKenna goes 2:02.28, a phenomenal time, second in state history.
Right.
And then about 7-8 minutes later, her sister comes out. She already set the San Diego record, the state record. She lowers that 39.64. Rich, your thoughts on that?
Well, we mentioned it in the preview. I didn't see anybody going sub 40. They're good enough, but I just thought the nerves, the tightness, the going off each other, it might be a bit too much. She rose to the occasion. She met the moment. Stunning.
I mean, Sydney McLaughlin
And her.
Morgan Earp.
Yeah. And we saw both of those. Obviously, Sydney McLaughlin at Arcadia, this one here at the state meet. A special moment, I had a chance to talk to both of them simultaneously. And you could tell the pride, the happiness of seeing the others succeed in their specific race. It was a fantastic effort for them.
And that, McKenna ran first, and so their medals, she got her medals, but she waited. She waited because her sister was the next races after. They ran the boys 8, and she didn't come out forever because she was waiting for her sister. They're just great. It's great to see
It was
family.
the only time this weekend she was slow.
Yeah. Now, I got to get your thoughts on another family that succeeded here today, Anissa Bowen Fontenot and Jasir Fontenot, the senior and the freshman. Spectacular in the hurdles. Boy, I don't know what the Fontenot family is doing, but whatever they're doing it right.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk, some controversy yesterday about the fast times in the boys 100, and there was some mention that I heard about the fast time in the 110 highs. And I said, you know what, boys 100, I'm suspicious. I researched it, but I said the 110 highs, no, that's legit. He is that good. He showed it again today.
He was 13:47 at Texas.
Yep.
With a big win, 4.0.
But he won.
But ever since then, I haven't seen a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, when they told me what he ran, I looked it up in 8th grade, and you had 4th of those JO results.
Right.
Find that.
Right.
And it says 39 inch hurdles, 1.5 win, 13.60 as a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So her dad got a job Dad's a teacher at San Diego High, thinking he's a basketball coach. He's going to Mater Dei Catholic San Diego, so they're going down South Bay, and Jasir will transfer with him. So he'll be at a new
Breaking
school.
news.
But
There we
he's-
go.
The dad.
Now
the
you know why we
dad's-
brought him in.
Yeah.
The dad's a basketball coach and a teacher, and just got a job. He got a new basketball job. So, and the dad coaches them.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed, I might forget here, but I cannot recall a male freshman this good in their event.
No, anywhere.
In any event.
Distance is anything.
It was spellbinding to watch it. In case you missed it, it was 13:21. A little bit on the windy side, 2.4 I believe was the wind reading, but the fastest time, all conditions, state history.
His physique, he doesn't. If you see him, you saw him from behind, and you said, "That kid's a senior. That kid's a sophomore in college." You say, "Yeah." No, he's not. He's a freshman. He's a 15-year-old freshman. He's tremendous.
And we also have to show some love to our field event athletes as well too. Had some phenomenal performances there. Khalik Muhammad in the pole vault sets a new meet record, North Coast section record, the number 3 vault in state history, 17:10 and a half, I believe, on his first attempt. Phenomenal performance there.
You know what? I don't think I am making my words. I don't remember the state being this good in this many field events in the same year. 51-footer in the triple. Okay, you know, we had a 25-footer. We don't see that in California on the boys side anymore.
Did you hear the shot? The last shot put
69-11.
He hit the
Right.
he hit the wood.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would have been.
We're going to get to that one too
Oh,
because
okay.
we're in his area here.
I
McKay
know.
Madsen of Clovis North on his 5th attempt, or actually I think this is his 6th attempt,
Sixth.
actually final attempt. Ladies and gentlemen, you had to be here. The crowd was already buzzing, and he throws the shot put. It hits the back of the sector over here, and I told him later on, you know, when you hear that sound, that's got to be a good thing. 69-11, the 5th best shot put throw in California state history.
And the scary, well, coming in this season, he's been so dominant in both events. But I mean, I think 15 times 200 feet plus in his career. No one's ever done that. And of course, he did it yesterday, did it again today. I mean, just phenomenal consistency. The state record holder, you know, as an individual, it was almost like a one-off.
Where's he headed, Rich?
BYU, going on a mission.
There you
and
go.
Doing stuff. Great kid. I mean, just every time his name comes up, talking with other individuals from the area who've met the family, who've met him, they just go on and on about a great family, and a great kid he is.
He's a phenomenal kid and a 4-time state champion now. Also won the discus here today, 210 feet, 8 inches there. Want to get your thoughts on the girls' 3,200 meter race. Hannah Thompson, Montgomery High School. Obviously one of the most accomplished cross-country runners. She's a 3-time state champion there. She won the 3,200 meter as a freshman, 10:06.98 or 10:06.89 actually, I believe. Comes out here today, 9:48.98. 3rd fastest time in California state history.
You know, a couple of things. First off, you know, obviously the elephant in the room, there's no Sadie Engelhardt, which she was the all-timer.
Yes.
But you look at how deep our state is, how many good people. Sadie was an exception, but we have so many good people on the all-time list, and they keep interchanging people. It's just too tough to dominate.
We have people get lost.
Yeah.
You'll tell somebody,
Yes.
well, what about this girl? And somebody will, who's she? Well, she's from California.
Yeah.
She's
No.
our 5th or 5th girl.
So the question was, you know, okay, Hannah's doubling. How is she going to come back? Well, she showed it, and she took down. And when she made that move on Riley Blade, she
Oh.
didn't leave much doubt. You know?
And I mean, Riley Blade, shout out to her, the 5th fastest time in California state history, 9:50. So a phenomenal performance there. The two of them pushing each other,
Yeah.
and won a race that was just very, very memorable. Want to get your thoughts on the team battle
Mhm.
on the boys' side.
Well, you know, but the big question for me was Benjamin Harris. I didn't think he would be back to form after the injury at Masters meet. And when they didn't run him on the relay, I'm like, oh, okay, he's banged up. They don't want to chance it. Well, he took care of business on his individual event, and that was the difference for them. Because when he scored points, that put them back in the driver's seat to win the team title, to come back and overtake Clovis North, which had the 20 points from McCabe Madsen, and another great race from the distance runner, Connor Lott.
God, that's where you get lost in California. You know, the elephant in the room was the last event. I don't know. I don't even know if I can just. It's hard to describe that relay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, to have that many, what was it? I think it was 7
Four-
teams sub 312.
312.
Four
think-
teams under 310.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
phenomenal there. I said I want to get your thoughts on that. I do want to wrap up in a second, but I
Yeah.
got to get your thoughts on Santa Margarita's Leo Francis. You touched on it a little bit earlier. In California, we haven't seen too many jumpers go past the 25-foot barrier. He goes 25 feet and 3/4 inches here to win the state championship. Just take us through one of the top athletes here in the state of California and a performance that will go on for infamy.
You know, there was a reporter in preseason who reached out and said, "Hey, Rich, I'm going to kind of do a preseason watch list. Can you look at this?" And he had 10 names on there, and there was no Leo Francis. And Leo Francis wasn't a household name at the time. And I said, "You want to put him on here. This guy is a gamer. This is the kind of kid you want on your team. Nothing can stop him." And then you saw his breakthrough in the 100, down to 1045, 1043 windy, in the 200, 2099, today 2084, 25 feet in the long jump.
Yeah.
Does the hurdles with, I think it's 38-17, 4x1, 4x4. He even did the discus throw this year. But he's the kind of quality kid that you never say he can't do something. He's a leader and he puts the work in. And it was great to see him in so many events rise up and do so well. Toward the end of the meet, I basically put a tweet out there with all the stats and said, best California track and field, best Orange County track and field athlete ever.
That's high praise because there's been a lot of great ones there.
Well, last night, being the stat freaks that we all are, I'm dead tired, but I am going through the stats. I'm going through the prelims, and I scan the computer up to not, to the people that made it, the 9 that make it, and then if you look, you showed anybody else. We're going to start on 10 and go down.
Mm-hmm.
Those not like in the girls 8.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking
Yeah.
210, 210, 211, 211, 212, and then in the 4x4, 314. There's a 315, 315, 360. It would be, besides Texas, I don't know who else would have that. 25 teams ran sub 320.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and every event was like that.
Yeah. And Texas is a little bit different.
Right.
Texas, they score double on the relays.
Yes.
So the coaches put their best athletes
Yes.
on the relays.
Yeah.
And hence you see crazy times.
Right.
They don't let the other good athletes on the other events. It's like, this is how we win our team title on the
Right.
relay. And they load up. They load up.
Well, I think the sprinklers are going to come on soon. I hear some thawing going on over there. Final thoughts, gentlemen, on the 105th California State meet.
Well, I've been around a while, but you guys maybe, I don't know that I've ever seen anything better. I don't know. I've seen events, but never the depth. I mean, like you said, what's the best race? I don't know. You make me think. Was it the girls 32? Was it the guys 4x4? Was it the girls? What the girls 8? What girl ran 202? I mean, what the 300 hurdles? It was crazy. It was. You had to emotionally get ready because there's another race coming.
Yeah. I mean, on top, you did have Herbst in the 300 hurdles. You also had, from my vantage point, you also had Jasir Fontenot in the 110 highs. After that, you had a lot of really good performances, but those two are like what I consider all-timers. A lot of very good ones, and the best depth we've ever seen. I wouldn't go as far as to say this was the best meet we've had overall,
Right.
but depth-wise, it was the best
Right.
we've seen. Yeah.
There's other where it was just an outstanding performance. I think there's others, but I mean, I've never seen this kind of people not running tonight. What'd you run? I ran 210. What
time's your race tonight?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
You
done.
didn't make the
I'm
final.
a fan
You didn't make
tonight,
the final.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for us. Coach Jones, it's been a pleasure. We got to have you on some more.
Good seeing you.
Likewise.
Anytime.
Can I come back?
Yes, you can.
We have to let Richard.
All right, we'll let him back in. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. We probably have some more for you, so please stick by. You can't see them, but photo extraordinaire Jimmy Sue, and also photo and video extraordinaire Dylan. I just forgot his last name. Oh man, it's late.
Oh my God, Dylan Stewart.
Stewart, he's the man. We'll have more for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.